At Tonight News Channel 3's I-Team takes a closer look at a missing persons case that continues to attract attention across the country. 33-year-old Teleka Patrick was in the middle of a psychiatric residency at Borges Medical Center when she mysteriously vanished on December 5th.
Investigators have several theories as to what happened, but there are still no solid leads in the case. However, tips continue to pour in. And News Channel 3's Werksma joining us live at the Walmart in Battle Creek, where investigators are looking into a tip they received earlier today.
Yeah, and Jared, some employees there think they might have actually spotted Teleka Patrick.
Andy, that's right. According to a private investigator for the Patrick family, two Walmart employees believe that they saw a woman that may have been Teleka Patrick here around 9 o'clock on Saturday night. Now, the sheriff, the Kalamazoo County Sheriff, says it's highly unlikely that that person was Patrick. Still, obviously, investigators are looking into the tip. Now, the problem with this tip, like so many others in this case, according to the sheriff, is that it took nearly 3 days to get to law enforcement, making an already frustrating case that much more difficult. Every minute has been scrutinized.
Teleka stayed late for her shift and at 7:30 p.m. sought a ride from a fellow hospital worker.
Patrick said she lost her wallet and needed money.
The fellow worker gave her $100 and gave her a ride downtown.
Surveillance video shows Patrick at Kalamazoo's Radisson Hotel.
She had no luggage or a purse and did not have any identification with her.
A shuttle took her back to the hospital.
She got out of the van, backing away from it, saying that she was sorry and that she can't go back with you, is what she told the driver. She walked away, went towards a vehicle that later was described as possibly her 1997 Lexus. The van driver watched that vehicle back out and pull away.
2 hours later at 10 Eastern, Indiana State Police got a call.
The driving behavior was described as speeding up about 85 miles an hour, slowing down along the median, and passing vehicles.
Until the car slid off I-94 in Porter, Indiana.
In the vehicle was Teleka's wallet that contained $7, her identification, some credit cards, and miscellaneous car items.
Just seems to have evaporated on that mile marker 23.
Jim Carlin is a private investigator for Patrick's family.
There was one track and one track only from the car to the shoulder of the road,
indicating someone picked Patrick up. The question is who, and what was Patrick's condition at the time?
We've learned that there may have been some delusional behavior in the previous times. In those cases, she urgently left wherever she was. In the past, it would only be for a day or so.
Carlin says information about mental illness may be inaccurate.
Some of the stuff that the ex-husband said, the family feels is just totally bogus. They had no knowledge of any type of mental problems during the relationship.
Is it possible for anybody to get to the age of 30 without having any kind of indicator of a disease like this?
Yeah, I think that's unusual.
Dr. Jack Madagian says the behavior described in Patrick's case could align with schizophrenia.
Hallucinations, namely of the auditory type, delusions or fixed false beliefs, paranoid sorts of things.
Patrick is 33. Dajian says schizophrenia usually presents much earlier.
It would be late teens, early 20s.
Detectives say Patrick was never diagnosed with a mental illness, but believes she may have one.
It was apparent that Teleka had some possible issues that she was managing and that she was able to hide these incidents from other people convincingly.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, depending on one's ego strength or one's ability to roll with it, as it were, there are many people who may be diagnosed function well. They may fly below the radar.
Untreated, it would likely progress.
In time, it may be that the episode is such that you just can't get by anymore without help from a professional.
This is my story.
Which may explain how Grammy-nominated Grand Rapids pastor Marvin Sapp got involved.
The pastor is nothing more than an innocent victim of an apparent stalking.
Sapp got a personal protection order against Patrick in September. Sapp says while trying to join his congregation, Patrick claimed he was her husband.
You can have delusion disorders of romances that just aren't true.
Carlin says Patrick saw things differently.
She has told family that there were people from the church that she recognized in her apartment complex that were following her.
but just like her other behavior,
she had exhibited delusional behavior in the previous times.
Paranoid sorts of things.
the feeling of being followed
People are plotting against me.
has been explained, at least in theory, by a mental illness, which could make even a brilliant, accomplished woman like Patrick vulnerable.
Although I believe she's alive, I do consider her endangered.
All right, back at live now at this Battle Creek Walmart, where 2 employees reported possibly seeing Patrick on Saturday. Now, once again, the sheriff says that they will be looking into this tip, the Kalamazoo County Sheriff, but the problem with it is, once again, the tip came in, or the sighting, the possible sighting was on Saturday. It is now Tuesday, so it took 2 days, 2 to 3 days to get to law enforcement. That's entirely too long. The sheriff says, again, he wants us to reiterate that if you think you see Patrick or know anything about this case, don't go to her family, don't go to social media. Simply call the Kalamazoo County Sheriff's Office or 911 right away. We're live in Battle Creek tonight. I'm Jared Werksma, News Channel 3.